As far as Shasta County, we've had like 12 cases in the past month, and they've all recovered. And most of them weren't even hospitalized. I think there was like 2 hospitalized. So it was, and on top of that, our landlord raised rent coming up in like 5 days, and I was like, okay, well, it's our choice legally by right? So we're just going to open our doors, stay as clean as possible, and do our thing. And then if it hits the fan, and we'll just go with it. Yeah, he's raising it by like $300, which isn't a lot, but when we don't have an income, right, it obviously makes a big difference. So, I've got a family to feed, right, bills to pay, just like everybody else, right? So, we asked the landlord, hey, can we get like a 2-month break or at least until May or um and he just gave us nothing. Didn't work with us at all. So I was like, all right, well, you know, it was sort of like, of course we could have probably just ate the money for a little bit for a few months, but we just figured, you know what? There's no cases here, and we have people that train at the gym that work at the hospital that are actually training, like trained yesterday. So it's like that tells me, right? Like there's not so much to worry about. I think it was kind of, just an overreaction for the most part. But obviously, I'm not a doctor, right? And I don't want to even get into the how many people have died and all that stuff. But like, I do think that it was not a reason to lock down the country. But my own personal opinion. The one that drove me crazy, I can handle like negative criticism or like just people being like mean online. But like they're saying, like the few comments were, um, Tanner's trying to line his own pockets and he doesn't care about other people's lives, right? I'm like, what in the world? I'm not killing people. Like, I just open my doors and it's their choice to come in. So, and it's not honestly, of course it's about the money because we need it, but on top of that, um, it's personal accountability. Like nobody comments about, right? Like if you want to stay at home, that's totally fine. We're not mad at you for it, right? We're not forcing you to come. And then honestly, it's been like 85-90% positive. Like everybody's been like, finally somebody's like stepping up. um, Other people need to do the same, and so it was honestly, most of the messages I've gotten and the comments I've gotten are actually really positive. And there's the few that are just like totally out there and like the biggest jerks in the world. So, um, but that's okay. That was awesome. I mean, I know Tom DeBlas got on there. Gordon Ryan shared the post. All those guys. Jake Shields was on there too. And, all those guys were like super supportive. And they're like in the freaking mega of like where the virus is, right? So it's like, I don't know. It just, they were super supportive. We're not taking like, we had a lot of people ask us like what our Venmo is and stuff like that. And we're not accepting any money like that. We just wanted to honestly open our doors, and it kind of blew up way further than I thought it would. But I was just trying to do it more of like a local thing, but whatever. Obviously we updated our waivers, and we are like cleaning incredibly often at the gym, like nonstop. So it's a lot more work, but we're just making sure that everybody stays clean. Everybody's hand sanitizing at the door. We have white mats, so I make the kids wash their feet anyway. So they're doing that, and so they're. I mean, we're just honestly cleaning. We're making sure people are in. We just keep telling people like, hey, and we got a digital thermometer today that we're gonna use at the door too. And honestly, we're not gonna force people to do that. We're just gonna ask them to, and if they can, and that would be nice. But like, we have students that ride their bikes to the gym, right? And their temperature is gonna be a little bit higher. It's like, well, how do you even, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even understand how you do that. So, but we did get a digital one, like the one they were using at the hospitals here. So yeah, that was probably the biggest step we've used so far. But yeah, other than that, we're making sure people stay clean. we keep like just spamming it to them like, hey, let's just stay clean and stay safe. So we got a call yesterday from the health department, and so it didn't honestly go well. It went like we were staying calm, and like we just told them like, listen, like if you want to come find us, that's fine, right? But we train police officers, right? And that's essential for them. They have to train Jiu Jitsu or some sort of martial art. So we have tons of cops that train, and they've all been super supportive. I've been really close contact with them, and they've all said that, hey, the health department has to send it back to us, RPD, to enforce it, right? And honestly, nobody's enforcing it. We're not even allowed to make arrests right now, right? Is what they told me. So I'm like, so I'm just gonna keep the doors open until somebody actually comes and forces us to close. And I'm not talking about $1,000 piece of paper that says you owe me this. I'm like, okay, then it's not gonna work like that. So, but if it comes to that, then that's what it comes to. Whatever. They're supposed to stay pretty quiet, but I'm obviously been friends with a lot of them, and they just said that there wasn't. I mean, they're bored, right? Like they've been sent home because there's nothing going on. So it's like, I mean, they're laid off. They're getting paid to stay at home, right? And they're like, yeah, we have no reason. I mean, my wife works at the hospital. She's like, there's a name for. She just got the job, but she cleans like after the surgeries and stuff, right? And she's gotten sent home because they're not allowed to do any surgeries. There's nothing going on, and she's even cleaned the COVID tents outside, but she's just re-cleaning it. There's nobody out there ever, right? So it's like, well, I mean, I just got tired of it, man. I was just like, I don't even know why we're just sitting here losing a bunch of money. Our landlord's being, and I just got fed up, and my brother was obviously fed up. So yeah, I mean, I hope for the best, and we're trying to stay as calm as possible, but this got blown way out of proportion though. So we're like 2 hours north of Sacramento, right? So, and honestly, dude, like, I don't want to get like super into it because I mean, there's so much shit online, but like, China didn't close down international travel for 2 months when this shit was going around, right? And there was a time like at the gym, probably in like January, I want to say, like everybody had like a dry cough, right? But it wasn't like, it didn't sound like they were sick. It was just a dry cough. And then like kids were like getting a fever and like puking even like during the class. And I was like, what is going on? So they just go home, right? And it was like normal shit we see every day, right? Like not every day, but you know what I mean? In a gym, like when one kid gets sick, everybody gets sick, right? So like, and then me, my wife, and my daughter had a fever, dry cough, didn't do anything about it, went away, so, and then I just think that even in this small town and like with all that traveling going on for 2 months, like it's a lot of travel. I think that most people already had it anyway, and there's studies already coming out that we already have the antibodies because we already did have it. So it's like, well, like I said, I just got fed up, man, and it just I wasn't gonna sit there and my brother wasn't gonna sit there and just ruin our life's work because of this. So anyway, so I think we have about 110 students, right? Well, we had, right, I should say. And most, like, we've had probably like 95% of those people say like they support us and they came back. Like I posted videos of the classes and they're huge. And on top of that, I think we had 2 families get kind of heated and say some mean things, and we're like, yeah, listen, like we understand, right? Just stay home and do your thing. We're not. He's like, well, you're killing people for your own. They were one of the people that said killing people for my own benefit. I'm like, what are you talking about? So they're probably not coming back anyway. So we've lost like 2 families and 1 adult, right? So like, but everybody else has been super supportive. So yeah, I'm not really worried about it. Like I said, the cops have been super supportive. and we're not really too scared at this point. But today's going to be interesting because obviously overnight this got blown up, and so we'll see how this goes today. Obviously stay safe and right. But local businesses do need to make a stand, I think, and as long as they're in a safe, like if there's a crazy amount of cases in their city, they probably should stay safe, right? I hope landlords kind of work with their tenants, and I really do hope more local businesses follow, though.